Hi guys, this is Petra. I am absolutely delighted to share that I have finished narrating the audiobook for In the Shadow of the Red Light, a documentary novel of lives trapped in the global sex trade, and it is officially live on Audible. It was a great experience bringing the author's story to life, and I'm eager to get your opinion on the final result. If you'd like to listen for free, I've placed a limited number of promo codes in the description box below. If you're in the US or the UK, please click the correct URL and grab a code. The description also includes the exact link you need to visit to redeem it. All I ask in return is that you post an honest review, rating both the fantastic story itself and my narration work, which is very important to me as an artist. Thank you so much for your support. Happy listening! Here's an excerpt from the book, In the Shadow of the Red Light, a documentary novel of lives trapped in the global sex trade by Zakir Hussain. Chapter 15. The Bird Has Landed. Islamabad, Pakistan. It took only 4 hours to fly from Colombo to Islamabad, but for Anusha it felt like 4 lifetimes. She sat quietly between strangers on the plane, her body present, but her thoughts scattered across oceans. Behind her lay everything she had ever loved. Her father, who had sold his last piece of land in desperation to support the family. Her mother, drowning slowly in a depression she could no longer hide. Her crippled younger sister, consumed by guilt for her helplessness. And her daughter, her little Twinkle, who clung to her every day, unable to let go. Anusha had left them all behind with nothing but hope in her hands. Hope that, this time, life might turn a little kinder. By the time she stepped out into Islamabad airport, the afternoon sun was pale and distant behind thick clouds. The terminal buzzed with movement, arrivals, trolleys, overlapping announcements. She passed through immigration, collected her luggage, and walked toward the arrivals lounge. A man stood near the railing, holding a placard with her name. It was Raj. He was Sri Lankan, around 30, with an easy smile and polite formality. Beside him stood a woman in full black burqa, her face barely visible. "Miss Anusha, right?" Raj asked in Sinhala. "Yes," Anusha replied, forcing a smile. "I'm Raj," he said in English, extending a hand. "Nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you," she replied. "This is Auntie Asma. She works with us." Asma stepped forward and embraced her gently. "Welcome, Beti," she said in soft Urdu. Raj gestured toward the exit. "Let's go." Outside, a black Land Rover waited at the curb. The driver sat quietly up front. In the passenger seat next to him was a bearded man in a cream-colored kurta pajama. In the rear window seat, a pale woman with light hair and vacant eyes flipped through an English magazine. Her name was Elena. As Anusha approached with Raj and Asma, the man in the kurta stepped out. "Hi," he said in smooth English. "Hi," Anusha returned politely. "This is Mr. Ijaz Ahmed, our boss," Raj explained. "Head teacher?" Anusha asked, uncertain. "Sort of," Ijaz replied with a grin. "A very big head teacher," Asma added in Urdu, laughing. The group chuckled. Anusha smiled, though she didn't understand. "Sorry?" she asked. "She's joking," Raj translated. "Don't mind her. Come on, hop in." He gestured toward the back seat. Anusha climbed in and settled beside the woman in the window seat. "Hi," Elena said, voice soft, eyes cautious. "Hi," Anusha replied, extending a hand. "Nice to meet you." Raj turned to leave. "Auntie Asma and I have to go now. We have other work. I'll see you tomorrow, Miss Anusha." "Be sure everything's ready for her," Ijaz added casually. "She should be able to start tomorrow." "Of course. One of our top priorities." Raj turned to Anusha. May I have your passport, just a copy for the school records? I've brought copies, she said, opening her bag. I can give you— No need, Raj interrupted gently. Keep your copies. We've got our own copier at the school. The school just needs to verify the original. You'll have it back first thing tomorrow when you join. Yes, unfortunately this is the procedure. American school, you know, Ijaz said, half laughing. Anusha hesitated, then handed the passport over. Raj tucked it into a file. Thanks. See you tomorrow. See you, she replied. The door closed. The car pulled away. Beside her, Elena's hands fidgeted on her lap. She dropped the magazine deliberately, letting it fall onto Anusha's foot. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry, she said quickly, bending to retrieve it. As she leaned forward, her face momentarily hidden by the front seat, she caught Anusha's eyes and slowly shook her head, a silent no. Anusha blinked, confused. It's all right, she said politely. Anusha stared ahead, heart suddenly thudding. Her passport was gone. Elena had given her some kind of signal, but why? What did that no mean? Beside her, Elena resumed flipping pages, her face pale and quiet. Feel at home, Ijaz said, smiling in the rearview mirror. Anusha nodded, trying to steady herself. Outside, Islamabad blurred past. Markets, roadside vendors, buses crammed with schoolboys. The city pulsed with life. Then, in a low voice, Ijaz said, The beautiful woman beside you, she's my wife, my Elena. Anusha turned, startled. Oh, really? She managed. Yes, Ijaz said proudly. I married her in the UK. Love marriage. Can you believe it? Elena kept her eyes on her magazine. I still love her so much, Ijaz chuckled, but I don't think she loves me anymore. Do you think she still loves me? Anusha gave a nervous laugh. You're very interesting, sir. You think so? He grinned. You'll find my films even more interesting. You make films? Oh, yes. Ask my wife. She's a big fan. He laughed again. Aren't you, my love? Please, Ijaz. I'm reading, Elena said quietly. See? He said to Anusha. No love anymore. His phone rang. He answered in Urdu. Elena seized the moment. She leaned close, shielded by the seat in front. She placed her hand on Anusha's knee, her voice a whisper. Run away. Run! Anusha froze. Ijaz turned back briefly while still on the call. Elena sat upright and stared out the window. Yes, the bird is here, Ijaz said in English, then laughed and returned to Urdu. The bird? Anusha's breath caught. Her fingers tightened in her lap. Her mind spun. Was she the bird? She remembered the farewell back home. Her friend Christina had said, I work part-time with them now. You're in safe hands. And yet Raj had taken her passport. Elena was trembling, and Ijaz had called her a bird. The trap was closing. So, Ijaz asked lightly, how do you like Pakistan so far? It's lovely, Anusha said quickly. I like it. They drove in silence for several minutes. Anusha tried to think of a way to speak to Elena alone. Sorry to bother you, she said. Is there any public toilet nearby? Before Elena could answer, Ijaz burst out laughing. This is Pakistan, madam. Women can't pee wherever they want. Well, it's a bit urgent, Anusha said, forcing a laugh. There's a supermarket nearby, Elena said quickly. We can stop there. No, Ijaz cut in sharply. No need for that, my love. He turned to Anusha. We'll be home soon. Then you can pee and pee and pee till you make a new Indian Ocean. He roared with laughter. Excuse me? Anusha asked, bewildered. He pointed at Elena. I've known that bitch a long time. My sweet European whore, he sneered. The driver laughed. Elena turned her face to the window. Anusha stared down at her hands. She had stepped into something she couldn't yet name, but it had already swallowed her. About the author. Zakir Hussain is a Bangladeshi-British filmmaker, writer, and multidisciplinary creative with a career spanning over 3 decades. Born on the 11th of December, but officially registered on the 6th of February due to a clerical error, he has lived with 2 birthdays, an early symbol of the dualities that have shaped his life and work. From a young age, he was drawn to many paths, but it was art and literature that claimed his heart. Since 1990, he has remained passionately rooted in storytelling across forms. Hussain has worked extensively across South Asia and the UK in the fields of human rights, media, and cultural documentation. His projects often amplify underrepresented voices, especially those of women and children affected by systemic injustice. He has written and directed films ranging from hard-hitting documentaries to poetic fiction and contributed criticism and essays to newspapers and journals in both Bangladesh and Britain. He holds a master's degree in media production from the University of Bedfordshire and was the first UK-based Bangladeshi filmmaker to be listed in the British Film Catalogue for his internationally recognized feature, The Auction. His creative work has received accolades from institutions such as the BBC and Screen East, and has been featured in film festivals around the world. This book, In the Shadow of the Red Light, marks the 2nd edition of his first hybrid literary work, merging narrative fiction with documentary realism. Rooted in field research and survivor accounts, it bears witness to a truth too urgent to remain silent.